Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Happy Bringling. My dear friends, Namaste, Jai Jinendra, and wish you a very, very happy week ahead. Today's theme on Design Your Unicorn Tuesdays, Bringle Talks YouTube channel is about Soulful Smiles. But this Soulful Smiles is not just about an adult or a person who is very experienced, but it's about catch them young and designing future entrepreneurs. If we can teach our children alphabets and arithmetic, why not teach them ambition and action? Because entrepreneurship is not a career, it's a mindset. My name is engineer Ansshav Jain MBB, also known as Anshavatar. My special dedication or the reason for why I am doing this is my daughter, Aria, who is also the youngest co-author, storyteller, and a voice of India's next generation of change makers. She runs her own channel or the initiative called Lead Young with Aria, where she's working to transform the youngsters age group 7 to 16 into leaders. And she started conceptualizing this when she was just 10 years old. That is the soul behind Soulful Smiles. Welcome to very special episode of Bringle Talks, Design Your Unicorn Tuesdays today. Today's talk is not about unicorn startups or billion-dollar valuations. It's about billion-dollar potential we are losing every day in our children, youth, because we don't nurture their dreams early enough. Soulful Smiles was born with one mission: to catch them young, to ignite the spark of leadership, creativity, and purpose, long before life teaches them fear and conformity. We all talk about building unicorns, but what if the next unicorn is not a company at all? What if it's a child, a visionary in the making, who just needs one ecosystem that believes in them? And that's what Soulful Smile stands for, a learning and innovation hub where children don't just study to pass exams, they learn to design their own unicorns, whether they work as an entrepreneur or as an intrapreneur. I spoke about Lead Young with Aria, right? Let me tell you a little bit about that. How can you lead young, dream big? At just 10 years old, Aria conducted her first virtual storytelling camp of business books like Rich Dad Poor Dad, Who Moved My Cheese, Well Done, inspiring dozens of children to express themselves through stories. She did not even just conducted those stories, but she also gathered children, trained them, worked with them, and showed a teamwork. At 12, she became one of the youngest co-authors in our global movement, Sone Ki Chidiya Ko Jagao, Volume 1, Mission Zero Unemployment. Her chapter didn't just reflect writing talent. It reflected a mindset of purpose, empathy, and innovation. Soon after, she conceptualized her own initiative, Leading with Yaria, a movement by the youth, for the youth, designed to transform children into leaders who don't want to grow up before they take action. And this is what Soulful Smiles Entrepreneurship Lab will now amplify. Because we believe every child has a story to tell. Every story has a power to lead. And leadership, when nurtured early, become legacy. You must be thinking, why catch them young? It's a psychology of early entrepreneurship. Let's talk about science behind it. Research said 75% of our core personality traits are formed by the age of 14. Children who are encouraged to take initiative early grow up with confidence in uncertainty, creative problem solving skills, emotional intelligence, decision making ability, and most importantly, a growth mindset. Just think about this. We spend 15 years teaching children how to memorize formulas and follow instructions, but we rarely teach them how to handle failures, how to innovate, and how to manage money. Our education system was designed for industrial workers. It's a 200-year-old ecosystem, which is not working anywhere right now. Was not designed for innovators. That's why MBA for Kids initiative is revolutionary. MBA stands for Masters Beyond Academics, where they support on every aspect, not just academics, but beyond academics. It's not about giving children some corporate jargon. It's about helping them discover their inner entrepreneur, their why, their purpose, their confidence to build something of their own. MBA for Kids stands for Mindset Change, Masters Beyond Academics, Brilliance Before Age, Action Before Approval. This is a gamified project-based learning model that blends entrepreneurship, financial literacy, innovation, leadership, emotional intelligence, communication, critical thinking, and many more. Our children will not just learn what to think, they will learn how to think. They will create business ideas, run mock startups, pitch to investors, solve real-world problems, and even mentor their juniors as lead young ambassadors. Because if children can build Minecraft worlds and run gaming channels, they can surely build solutions that transform society. And this is not theory, it's already happening. From Aria's lead young model to our Soulful Champs program, we have seen children as young as 7 pitching social innovations, dreams of financial freedom, being co-authors, being authors, having their own patents, earning money from there. And I met one of the child in one of my startup event. He was in 8th grade that time. And he said he has been doing this for the last 2-3 years. And he has got a group of children who is doing this. And he has got 4 patents in his name. He's been earning money from those patents. He's actually financially free at this age. And his only idea is to bring, help more and more children like that. There's not only one example. Let me tell you, Design Your Unicorn framework for youth is what little bit around MBA for Kids. Let's connect with my proprietary methodology here, which I talk about Design Your Unicorn. The same framework used to help startups scale to billion-dollar valuations. And the same methodology is being used by investors to evaluate startups to invest in them. Design Your Unicorn works on 7 pillars. And we simplified it for children and youth. Number 1, vision and purpose. So what problem do you care about solving? Brand and identity. Who are you becoming? Sales and communication. How do you express your idea powerfully? Systems and processes. How do you manage time and teamwork? Innovation and IP. How do you protect your ideas and creativity? People and leadership. How do you inspire and lead peers? Finance and freedom. How do you manage resources wisely? Through fun simulations, real mentoring, and storytelling sessions, we make children think, feel, and act like future entrepreneurs, purpose-driven and fearless. The future is not in classrooms, but from classrooms to incubation labs. Soulful Smiles is not just a preschool or after-school center. It is the first step in India's child-to-founder ecosystem. Every Soulful Smile Center will evolve into leadership lab for children, youth accelerator for teenagers, and a startup incubation hub for early entrepreneurs. Imagine a world where 14-year-old can design an app that helps senior citizens, where a 10-year-old can launch a kindness project, where a group of 16-year-olds can co-found a sustainability startup that eventually joins our DY Youth NFT $1 billion fund. This is how we build Vision 2030 and 2047. An India where innovation is not imported, but inspired. Where we don't wait for unicorns, we raise them. This is the legacy of awakening the golden bird. My dream, our dream, and it's not just to build an education system, it's to rebuild a civilization here. A civilization that once led the world in wisdom, trade, and innovation. Sone ki chidiya ko jagao, awakening the golden bird is more than a movement, it's a promise. A promise that we will leave behind a better world, not by teaching our children what to think, but by showing them how to lead. And that begins here. Soulful Smiles, where every child is a dreamer, every dreamer is a designer, every designer becomes a doer. Let's raise a generation that doesn't just aim to be employed, but empowered. Let's raise Aria's generation, lead young generation, because when you catch them young, you don't just create leaders, you create legacies. India's next revolution won't be led by adults. It will be led by children who were trusted before they were ready. And do you know this? More than 54% of the population is under 30 years of age. And we are the youngest country in the world. We are the number one populated country. We are the number one diaspora serving across the globe. If we nurture their curiosity today, protect their dreams and give them the right purpose at a young age, they will not only build their unicorn, they will rebuild our nations. And that is what Soulful Smiles is, the cradle of next generation of change makers. This is Ansshav Jain, Anshavatar. This is also a beginning of a new chapter in India's story. This is my dream of building up a center for last 7 or 8 years. The story of Soulful Smiles, where every child learns to dream big, lead young, and live purposefully. Dare to dream big, or else die wondering what could have been your billion-dollar dream. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Bringle Talks. Watch it 10 minutes daily for 100x plus growth. And keep spreading the Bringle dream wave. Help each and everyone to just check this channel 10 minutes. Watch it at 2x speeds, 1.5x speed, absolutely fine. But watch it for 10 minutes daily. There are 7 days, 7 themes. You can watch it and you will learn so many aspects. Look forward to see you in the next session of Design Your Unicorn Tuesdays next week, next month, and see you once again. Keep bringing, keep growing. जगाओ जगाओ, हर घर तिरंगा के साथ, हर घर सोने की चिड़िया को जगाओ. Let's awaken the golden bird hidden inside each of you. See you next Tuesday.